Yo, what's up, Spartan Nation? Eric here, and man, it was a pretty good game last Saturday for you guys. One of the most epic Michigan versus Michigan State game, I would say, and one of the most controversial too. So this video is not for you, Spartan fan, but if you want to stick around, you'll feel pretty vindicated at the end of the video. For my Michigan friends, this video is for you. Now, we all know that there's that one call that is very, very, very crucial, very detrimental, I would say, towards the outcome of the game. And we are very divided about it. Michigan fans think that they've been robbed by the refs, that it was a fumble that was recovered by Hutchinson at the end zone for a touchdown. And for Spartan fans, we thought that it was the right call by the refs. And I'm gonna be honest with you, during the live broadcast, you know, when you're seeing the replay one after another from different angles, yeah, I can understand if you're a Wolverine fans. If you're a Wolverine fan, you would think that the refs robbed you from the game. But hey, let me tell you, after I break down the clips and put them side by side and make sure that they play at the same moment, it's pretty clear that Thorne was down. And we're gonna get to that in a minute. But yeah, what I'm gonna use is this program called Adobe Premiere Pro. Pretty common program for all video editors, but if you're not into video editing, then you probably wouldn't know that such program exists, which you can edit and analyze video frame by frame. So yeah, I would completely understand, you know, in the heat of the moment, you know, when emotions running high, you think that the ref's robbing you. But really, at the end of the day, I'm doing this because, you know, when I read online, you know, the winning team usually scour the net for articles and, you know, feel-good articles about their team, right? So I noticed that the Wolverine articles, you know, the articles written by Michigan fans and Michigan media, oh, this play is talk, like literally, like many of them, like half of the article is about this play. So I, you know, don't downplay this play. It's one single most important call of the game, which goes Sparty's way, and yeah, I mean, you know, it really, if you guys have, if that call had gone the Wolverines' way, you guys would have won. But since that call went Sparty's way, Michigan State won. And man, I'm telling you, like Michigan fans can't let go of it. But here it comes. You know, I'm gonna show you that PAYTON Thorne was down during that play.
Their leader, 2nd and 20. Thorne in trouble, and he goes down. Loose ball in the end zone. Hutchinson there. Touchdown, Wolverines. Ojabo.
Alrighty, so I've switched to my screen recording, and here's the program I was talking about, Premiere Pro. I'll try to keep it under 10 minutes because this free version of Bandicam only allows me to record for 10 minutes, right? So I'm cheap, so what? Right, so you can see here, there's only one file, and this is the file right here. Just to prove to you that this is one file, I'm gonna delete this. Bam! There. It says that selection you're deleting contains clip referencing in one or more. Okay, I'm gonna say yes. There. The file's gone, all the clips gone. That means it is from one file. I'm gonna undo it, and they're back. Right? So these are all from one file, and this file is the Michigan Wolverine versus Michigan State Spartans full game 720p at 60 frames per second. You can find it on YouTube. Download it using a 4K downloader. And right, so these are the two clips that they show on TV. you're watching the same thing as I did if you're watching on TV. And as you can see here, they have this angle right here, which is from the back. It's just good to narrow down where he's down, but not good because you cannot see the football. And over here, the second clip right here is a good angle to see whether he still has control when he was going down, but it's not good because you can't tell where his shin is, right? So these two, and then you're wondering, boy, if only I could put them side by side and put them exactly uh, at the same moment, right? Well, with this program, you somewhat can. And keep in mind that the officials, the referees, the umpire, they have the linemen, they have much better equipment than I do, and I'm pretty sure they have a much better resources at the game. Uh, they have different camera angles. Well, what we're seeing here is not going to be what they were seeing because, well, I'm pretty sure they're not watching, replays from ESPN or Fox to to make the call, right? So they have their guys on eye level on the field that have camera with the synchronized timestamp, so that they can really pinpoint exactly to the exact millisecond that the two footage happen side by side. But we don't have that, but we can get somewhat pretty close, and we're gonna get into that soon. So yep. So let's just jump into it. Let me see how many times I have left. I still have plenty of time. Okay. So here we go. Now, this clip that I've put side by side, I'm gonna make it bigger for you. Right. It is somewhat exactly at the same moment. And how do I know that I'm not tampering with the time? Make one clip a little bit slower at a certain part just to get my point across? No, because here at clip A, you can see that the time remapping uh, effect is unused. There is no keyframe right here. There, clear, no keyframes. Uh, that means the speed is real time from the footage. Number remains in 100. There are some changes. You would see a keyframe like here, and then I slow it down by a few percent over here. You'll be able to see this, but you don't see that, so it's untempered. The second one is also untempered right here. See, there's no keyframe, so all the footage playing at 100% all the time. So the slow-mo is from the footage itself, right? Because I got it from the game. Right. And how do I know that this happens at the same time? Is by using a few point of the clips where you can somewhat see that they happen at the same time. There are four of them, and let's get into it one by one. The first one was this Payton's left foot is going to come in contact with this lineman's left fingertip. And you can see exactly when that happened right here. So I'm sorry, when I move my cursor, the image gonna be the preview here is gonna be blurry because I don't preview at high quality. It's gonna kill my computer. But when I stop, it will render and it will show you the exact moment that it happens. Okay. So over here you can see that this tip of the foot, I'm gonna zoom it to 200%. It's just starting to come in contact with his pinky, right? And the same happened here. There, you can see it come in contact with this. And the good thing about this piece of evidence right here is you go forward a few frames. Sorry, it gets blurry. And you can see that this is starting to touch his ring finger right here. And at the other footage is exactly, well, it's just blurry, but you can see that it's starting to come in contact with the second finger, which is the ring finger. And you go forward a few frames. There, it's starting to push his hand away. and it happens here as well. I'm gonna move back a couple of frames. You can see the hand is moved by his foot right there. So we can somewhat narrow down the millisecond that we can somewhat say that these two footage happening with a difference of about a few milliseconds, because as at 60 frames per second, a few frames probably only about a quarter of a second or something like that. Right. And what is the second piece of evidence? Let me see how many minutes I have left. I have 3 minutes. Second piece of evidence is actually the second, third, and fourth evidence will be on Ojabo's right foot right here. Here, you can see that when he's making his tackle, his foot, tip of the toe, is going to come in contact with the ground once and twice. Right. First one is not really good because you can't tell. Over here, so you can see that both of them come in contact with the ground. Move back a few frames back. Still in contact. Oops. Sorry. Accidentally pressed on this one. Okay, so this one not in contact yet. Right there. Both of them come in contact around the same time. This one not touching yet. This one's touched. So it's probably a difference of about, I would say, 3 frames? 2 to 3 frames. Literally, like maybe like a tenth of a second. And then it'll bounce up and come in contact with the ground again right here. There. You can see that if I move back 2 frames, you can still see that, I'm going to zoom it. You can still see, this is not yet in contact with the ground, and as well as this one. But if you move forward by 2 frames, there, it's starting to get flat, comes in contact with the ground, and so is this. So literally, this clip side by side is a difference of between 2 to 3 frames, depending on how accurate you are. Oh, I have less than 1 minute left. I'm going to stop this right here and continue in. Okay, welcome back. Now, so, and then the next part is going to be his knee, right? Because, right, his knee is down about here. There. You can see that this is not a very good piece, the third one. I think the tip of the toe is much better because, well, you can clearly see over here, but over here, you're looking at an angle where, oh, you can't tell whether this part over here, there is the front of his knee is more forward, probably already touching the ground, but you can't see it. But don't worry, as you can see here, Ojabo's foot's gonna roll to the right, right, to his right, right here. Roll, roll, roll. So yeah, you can see here that we're pretty close right here. See, it rolls around the same time between this footage and this footage, right? There, there. So yeah, basing your observation with those 4 points, for parts of the video to align these 2 clips, I would say that these clips are pretty much they happen at the same moment, same time. So now let's get to the good part here. Now let's see the last frame where you can still see the ball and still say confidently that, yep, he's still in control of the ball. I would say he's still in control of the ball right over there, right? He still have his fingers, his thumb here, and his fingers all around the ball. It's pretty clear. This is his left hand. So this is his right, this is his left. He still have the ball clearly wrapped. Let's move forward a few frames. Many frames? 5, 6, 7. Still see the ball over here. You can clearly see that his fingers still wrap around the ball. You know, his thumb is over here. His fingers are there. Still somewhat see. And let's see where his he's clearly down at this point, right? Remember that it doesn't have to be your knee. It has to come in contact with the ground for you to be down. If your butt, can I say butt in YouTube? If your behind is in contact with the ground, you're down. If any part of your helmet is in contact with the ground, you're down. So yeah, your shin is one part of your body that if it comes in contact with the ground, you're down. So obviously over here, you can see that his, you know, he's still in control with the ball, and he's down right here. Clearly down. Like, I would say, what, 70 to 80% of his foot is down. But let's move back a few frames and let's see if, you know, when is the exact moment where he's not down and he's down. Okay, you can argue that he's not down here, still floating, right? You can still see the grass below. But I would say, I think it's down here, right? You can really see that this is not a natural angle to be. Like, you know, there's a pressure here to make your you know, your foot bend this way. So it clearly is in contact with the ground here, and you can see the ball even clearer here. That he still have it under wrap with two hands. This is his thumb. This is his right thumb. This is the rest of his right fingers, and this is his left hand right here. So yeah, it's pretty damning evidence, I would say. And all right, my Michigan friends, I hope that video clarified a lot of things for you guys, and now I completely understand even after this video. And I'm pretty sure in the comment sections, you know, some of you are still gonna be like, no, I think this is wrong because of this, because of that, and that's completely fine. That's what makes this rivalry and this game fun. Honestly, I am completely fine with it. Go ahead, trash the comment sections, both Michigan fan and Michigan State fans. I'm telling you, it's this is exactly what makes football fun, and yeah, it's okay as long as you keep it healthy, and you know, and guys, at the end of the day, let's just be real here. This is just a game. Football, college football, is just a game. You know, it's and the reason why I want to say it is because back in 2015, that game, you know, the one when you lost it at the end of the game because your punter botched the snap, and you know, he botched the punt attempt, and man, I was, you know, in days after that, in a few days after that that win, that crazy game, I was reading a lot of articles saying that many Michigan fans actually sent Blake O'Neill, the punter at that time, death threats. I mean, come on, guys, that's just not cool. He's just a kid, for crying out loud. He's probably like, what, 20, 21 years old, 19 probably. What was it, senior punter or junior punter? Well, yeah, he's around that range, like between 18 and 22, I'll say. He's just a kid, guys, and he probably made the biggest mistake in his life. Can you imagine how he felt during that game? After that game, you know, after that botch punt attempt, you know, Michigan State fans are celebrating everywhere. The stadium is shocked and silence, and everybody's doing that surrender cobra thing. And man, if I was Blake O'Neill at that time, I probably would have, you know, I was probably crying inside. And the worst thing you can do is to make things even worse for that guy. And he handled himself pretty well during the post-game interview. Class act. I mean, you know, it's a good kid, really. Like, shouldn't have to deal with that. So yeah, keep in mind, guys, this is just a game, and it's not even it's not even an international game, for crying out loud. Trust me, I'm a Sparty and I'm living in Indonesia. I'm an Indonesian, and nobody cares about this game here. I'm like probably the only guy who cares about Michigan and Michigan State. Well, no, I know a couple of guys that cares, but really, like, it's literally non-existent here. So yeah, probably only people in Michigan care about this game, like you and I. So just keep that in mind. This is just a game, and you know, it's a fun rivalry. It's one of the best rivalries in sports, definitely, hands down, in the world. You know, in sports, not just in college football. Like, very few rivalries top Michigan State. I mean, like, what? You can argue Texas and Oklahoma. It's pretty storied, but yeah, I really couldn't think of any other, like Auburn and Bama. They don't really have, you know, like rivalries like we do, right? Like this 10-spitter rivalry. Like, and then Michigan and Ohio State. Come on, guys, like, really? Like, you guys have been like dropping the ball for 20 past years against them. So no, that's not a rivalry that you think is a better rivalry than Michigan State. So yeah, it's a fun game, it's a fun rivalry, and let's just, you know, sometimes some years go your way, some years go our way. So and that's okay, right? That's life, you know, and nothing will ever go your way 100% of the time. You just have to deal with it. Like, I know, as some Michigan State fans, there are a couple of times where bad ref call really mess up the game, like that Arizona State and Michigan State game in 2019, where MSU is supposed to be given one on-time down at the end of regulation that could probably tie the game and send it into overtime. But yeah, ref made mistake. They say it a couple of days later, like, oops, we made a mistake, you know, and that's life. And yeah, you just move on and play for the games ahead of you. And Michigan, come on, you're at 7-1. Your only loss is to a top 5 team right now. Makes me feel good saying that, but yeah, it's you still have your goals ahead of you. You still have to play Penn State, Ohio State, and if you win those 2 games, and I don't know, I mean, you know, realistically, I don't think Michigan State is going to beat Ohio State this year. We're playing in Columbus, and apart from last game against Penn State, Ohio State has been firing on all cylinders, man. I mean, if you look at CJ Stroud and Olave, I just don't see how Michigan State is going to beat Ohio State this year. But hey, who knows, right? I mean, we've been lucky so far, but yeah, with our consistency, I think it's not our year to beat Ohio State yet. And yeah, so who knows? You might still win the division, and I think the Big Ten is champion. Will win the Big Ten outright. Look at the West. I'm sorry if you're a Wisconsin or Iowa or Minnesota fans, but I mean, look at your teams right now. The front runner is Iowa, who just dropped what, 3 games in a row, I think 2 games in a row to unranked teams. And the second best team is Minnesota at 4-3. So come on, I think the Big Ten is champion is gonna whoop the Big Ten's West behind and probably won Big Ten outright. And Michigan, if you are a one-loss Big Ten champion and your only loss is coming against a top 5 team away, I think you have a pretty good shot in making college football playoff. And this coming from a Spartan fan. And Michigan State, I mean, you're at the front runner of the Big Ten East right now. You're at the front seat of Big Ten East. If you just keep winning, hey, maybe, you know, hoping for a miracle season here. If we beat, I don't know, Ohio State and Penn State, I think Michigan State's ceiling has just been raised to a whole new level right here. So yeah, I understand that you're probably seething right now, and there are a couple of calls that Jaden Reed catch. Really, I've looked at the footage, and I can do a video if you like, but yeah, there was a catch. I mean, you know, from one angle, it's clearly seen that his hand was below the ball, so his hand was in between the ball and the ground, and by definition, there is a catch. So, but that's not as big as this one right here, and I understand that some of you are still seething about it. You really think that Michigan State bribed the refs, and I mean, come on, guys, you've been saying this the last 10 times out of 14 times where Michigan State won. You've been saying that we've been bribing the refs. Like, there's no way that Michigan State can out-bribe U of M. You guys are the richest university in the United States for crying out loud. Maybe, beside Texas, maybe. Well, yeah, this is just a bogus claim, I think. And I think only Walmart Wolverine fans are making that claim anyway. So, yeah, there's just no way. But really, I mean, even if you're just a casual Wolverine fan, I think you'll be pretty pissed about this call, right? And that's why I'm doing this video for you guys. And this video is for you Wolverine fans who are not a video editor, so you don't know how to splice and put video one on top of another, and you know, just to identify frames where you can clearly say that, I know that this is happening at the same time. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the video, and hopefully I make more of these videos. Take care and go green.